What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Mythic Legions Wave 1.0. This is Attila Leossyr. This is a really cool figure. I remember when I saw the prototypes for Wave 1, the two that really grabbed my attention as far as wanting to get at least two out of the Wave 1 were Atlas the Conqueror and Attila Leossyr. Those were the two. I want to say probably Otho was the other one, and Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. That would round out probably my top four as far as figures that I still love to this day, that I probably play around with the most, are those four figures right now, especially me just getting Otho. I can't put that figure down for some reason. The aftermarket scene is really good with Mythic Legions as of late. I want to say within the last, 6 months, has been pretty damn good. Getting custom capes, and like I said, I'm going to talk about his cape in general, because he does come with cloth goods, which is good. But when compared to some of the aftermarket stuff that you can get on eBay with custom capes overseas from China or wherever, I mean, it really, those capes do the figure that much more justice, and I showed that with my Otho cape and the Barbarian Builder set kit that I got, as far as that goes. But speaking on the figure itself here, this is a fantastic figure. The thing that really sells me on this, it's obviously the head sculpt, but beyond that, it's his color scheme. Really, I think the paint deco on him really just it brings me in as far as aesthetics and just his overall feel of the character. He doesn't just seem like this. I mean, he comes off cocky and maybe a little bit of brash, but he also comes by as a warrior, as a true front of the line warrior, and a true leader. This is a guy that was the second. And, you know, maybe this is a guy that has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Now, his backstory, it's pretty simplistic. Basically, he took over the reins of Laodiceus, which is his kingdom. Originally, Atlas, the Conqueror, was meant to lead, and he was supposed to be second fiddle to Atlas. And then Atlas turned it down for some reason. We still don't know why. There's a big mystery there. But you know, this is a guy that maybe is ruling with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, because he wasn't the initial choice to lead. It was kind of handed down to him, or kind of given to him out of the blue, because the guy, as an Atlas that was originally meant to take the reins, decided I don't want this anymore. But it's pretty intriguing between Otho, Atlas, Attila, and I want to say, you know, a plethora of other characters in this. There's a lot of intriguing storytelling there, and I just wanted to kind of touch on that, and that's what I try to do in the beginning of these Mythic Legions reviews, is kind of discuss the you know, the realm of mythos and the mythos behind the realm of mythos, because we don't know a whole lot right now, so it's fun to kind of throw around ideas and whatnot. But speaking on the figure, it's a lovely looking figure. Obviously, you're going to be drawn into this head sculpt, and let me just bring it in here. And as you can see, he does have quite the scar going underneath his left eye there, as you can see. Let me just bring down his shield a little bit. It is a little bit difficult to get the right lighting here, but I will attempt to do my best. It looks like he's got a little bit of like a 5 o'clock shadow, maybe a little bit of a chin beard going on there. I'm not sure on his right cheek. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a scar, or if that's a defect with my figure. I haven't seen that on any other figures as far as me looking up reviews on said character. But on the left side, that is supposed to be that is a scar. Which leads you to believe that this guy's not going to just sit back and just watch everything happen. He wants to be in the front of the lines. That's my kind of leader right there. So I feel like maybe some people are giving him a bad rap. I have seen a couple other reviews where people think he's kind of like the, oh, I'm just the chosen one, I didn't earn it, and blah, 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 blah. This guy looks battle-hardened, and I think that maybe he did earn his stripes even though he wasn't the first choice, so to speak. But going back to the color scheme, I love this color scheme. It is like a nice, flat, deep, like a darker gold, and it is just super regal on him. It is a little bit extravagant as far as his design, but I love that. I think that's fantastic to be a little bit over the top. He's got a little bit of I don't know, I want to say Alexander in here, mixed with a little bit of Gladiator in here. Alexander the Great is what I'm referring to here. But it just looks so damn good, and it just makes me just want to play with this figure. The head sculpt alone, I don't think you can really just, glance at this figure and just keep moving. It makes you want to just pick this guy up and learn more about him and figure him out, The paint application, let me get this sword out of his hand because it's kind of getting in the way here. The paint applications on him look really good, very crisp and clean. Looks pretty cool. I'm very pleased. I want to say that in some ways, the paint detail on these 1.0s were a little bit substandard compared to the newer figures that we just got in the advent of Decay. But I want to say this, they spared no expense with this figure. I don't really have too many quality control issues. There's a little bit of paint chipping here and there, but that was kind of common in between the, as you can see right there, in the elbow joint. They painted the elbow joints instead of using the specific plastic that should match the gold. It technically actually shouldn't even be gold. I'm not really actually sure why they decided to paint this gold inside here, because it should be the color of the chainmail, which is like a gray color. So a little bit odd there that they decided to go with that, but it does chip off and it does match the chainmail underneath there. On the back of the legs, kind of same deal. As you can see, the paint chipping over here and flaking off, but it's actually not supposed to be gold. It's supposed to be that gray color, so I'm not really sure what happened there. This part had silver, this part had gold on it. As you can see, the gold there, and then the silver chipped off over here from bending the knees and bending the elbows and whatnot. But really interesting color scheme here. We've got kind of like a, well, like I said, like a flat gold, right? It's got, the helmet's got a little bit of a shine to it, which is really nice. So I want to say the flat gold is mostly the shoulder pauldrons, and then I want to say it kind of changes a little bit. Actually, I want to say maybe it's kind of consistent, a little bit different of a gold here for the pauldrons, a little bit of a shine here, but the helmet has got a lot more shine to it than I want to say anything else on the armor. We've got a metallic, kind of like a metallic blue right there, and then we have almost like a maroon going in there, which is really just a very interesting color blend to really kind of pull your eyes in. It is an interesting choice of colors to mix together, but I think it's a kind of a smart, intelligent choice nonetheless. And then we've got some silver studs over here. Now, with these shoulder pauldrons, usually most of the studs are painted, which is fantastic. That's another thing why I love about Mythic Legions, is that their attention to detail is fantastic. Now, where they're lacking in other areas, like maybe some range of motion, stuff like that, maybe some quality control issues here and there with the hands or the wrists and the feet, they do make up with in sculpt and detail. And that's kind of the huge selling point. That and the originality, excuse me, of these designs is pretty on point. As far as everything goes, like on him, like I said, it's pretty much just a gold. He's got this nice red flowing cape in the back. It looks really good. Very pleased with this nice, vibrant, regal looking red. Your traditional kind of red cloth. I think it blends in well. It does really bring out It's not necessarily the same exact color as this or his shield, but it's pretty close nonetheless, so I'm not going to really nitpick. It's just something to point out. He also does have some black paint shading going throughout his front crotch covering or tunic or whatever you want to call that. Lifting that up, you can see we have some more paint detail on the thighs here and the under armor right there and there. Looks really good. Very pleased with that, with the blue and the maroon again. And then we pretty much just have like that same type of gold going throughout his legs. We've got some silver studs going throughout his feet and his knee armor, his shin armor, everything. Everything just looks so pleasant as far as aesthetics go. We do have this brown belt, which, you know, maybe down the road we'll get some upgraded belts and then I'll swap that out. But everything as far as sculpt and detail go for him is pretty on point. I'm very pleased with it. I'm never really let down unless it's usually a quality control issue with these guys and gals. But for the most part, I want to say the eyes look pretty good. They look pretty centered for the most part. No cross-eyedness here. Cross-eyedness. But just look at that helmet. I mean, it just screams like... It screams badass. It really does. I mean, as cool as Atlas is, Attila's got his own way of being looking badass right here. I just love it. I think it looks fantastic. He doesn't come with many accessories, and for some reason, I cannot find his packaging, so I do apologize for that. It will not be a part of the review. I know you're probably like, oh man, you missed out on the packaging part. I know you're really kicking yourselves for that. Okay, as far as these accessories do go, this is pretty much that modular axe I was talking about. This is not his particular one that he came with, but I just kind of wanted to show it. You can remove this piece over here, and you can mix and match your spikes over here to there, on the one on the bottom, up top, or if you want to put this down there, you can. This over here. Whatever you want to do. If you want to have it double bladed, you can. There you go, and then you can put that on top, like so, and then there you go. All right, next up we have his shield here with the Leossyr logo on it. That's his clan, and it's pretty much just this beautiful regal-looking lion on there with kind of some horns coming out of maybe it looks like a war helmet on a lion. You got this nice lion's mane. It is in a gold. We've got a nice flat red paint underneath that. And then we've got pretty much like a charcoal gray plastic for the rest of the shield. And it does work off the clip system. Like I said, this is from the earlier waves. They don't use that peg for them to grab onto. But there you go with that. And last but not least, it's pretty much the same old sword is what I call it. It's pretty much this nice broadsword, large sword, whatever term you want to use. It's pretty much a charcoal gray, similar to the plastic that was used for the shield. And then we have some red, so it's a nice regal looking red for the handle grip. Looks pretty good, pretty simplistic, but nice overall. Okay, as far as his articulation does go, his head can swivel side to side. You'll get a little bit better range of motion without the shoulder pauldrons on, but those are removable, as we all know. He can look up a little bit, not too much. That's about the range of motion you're getting right there. There's no jive turkeys due to the sculpt of the head, so if you were hoping for a turkey, no turkeys here. Arms go up. They're a little bit stiff, but the arms go up about that far. I guess you could push it a little bit more. It's pretty much hindered due to, there we go. That's about maxed out right there. It is a little bit hindered due to the shoulder pauldron, but if you do what I did, just gently move it up, you shouldn't have any issues. Arms go down. You can do a full 360 rotation without the pauldron on. He has a single bend at the elbow right there. And then he has a swivel at the elbow as well. Swivel at the gauntlet. Swivel at the wrist. Hinge joint, which goes back and forth. This one's a little bit stiff. And then oops, he popped off. Pop it off. He can crunch forward and back. He can pivot side to side. He can swivel as well. He can do the splits about that far. Very nicely done with the splits. Legs go forward, legs go back, upper thigh swivel. He does have a single jointed knee, a knee swivel, a swivel at the ankle. He can point the toe, he can point the heel, and he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Okay, as far as size comparisons go, we've got 2 Marvel Legends here. On the left, we've got Luke Cage on the Hyperion body mold, and on the right, we've got Multiple Man on the Bucky Cat body mold. Okay, up next, we've got 2 female Marvel Legends. On the left, we've got Valkyrie, and on the right, we've got Psylocke. Okay, up next, we've got a DC Universe Classics in Hawkman on the right, and on the left, we've got a WWE Elite Shawn Michaels action figure. Up next, we've got a Star Wars Black Series figure in the Gamorrean Guard on the left, and on the right, we've got a NECA Aliens Hicks action figure. And last but not least, we've got a Motu Classics in Vicor on the left, and on the right, we've got Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. Okay, so my final thoughts on Attila Leossyr. This is a go out and grab him, especially seeing that he's going to be re-released again. I think that's fantastic that the Four Horsemen decided to give us a pull to re-release specific figures. And this is one of those figures where I don't really think you want to pass up on him again, because you might never see him again, to be honest with you. Like I said, as of the date of this review, there are pre-orders up at Big Bad Toy Store, so if you want to go check that out, you can. But yeah, you're definitely not going to want to pass up on this guy twice. I think that would be a mistake if you are a Mythic Legions collector or even a Motu fan. This guy fits right in with your Motu figures if you want to have him fit in with those. The sculpt is on point with him. I know, granted, it is a reuse of a lot of the other sculpted armor bodies that we've seen within the other waves, and even in this 1.0 wave. But overall, I think it's a nice sculpt. Nonetheless, I think the paint applications are unique to the character. It helps the character stand out as far as aesthetics go. And, you know, this is a figure, like I said, this is one of those figures where I just can't put it down. And this is even after owning him for around, well, I want to say around 2 years now. So it's one of my favorites, and I would definitely put it on the top tier of Mythic Legions list. It's, like I said, the paint is fantastic. The sculpt work is great. Obviously, it's nice that he came with cloth goods, but there are some upgrades on eBay that you can find as far as cloth goods, giving him different robes or whatever you want to do, maybe making him look even more regal, more of a warrior, more of a badass. But just as it is, I think he looks fantastic. Go out and get him. I'm going to give him the 2 thumbs up here. Let's see if we can get the other thumb. And there's the 2 thumb up approval. Go pick up Attila Leossyr. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always. Hit that subscribe button if you want to. If not, that's cool too. Hit the like button if you want to. If you want to hit the thumbs down, that's cool too. But let me know how I can improve my content in the comments below. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications until you see 2 little parentheses hanging over the bell. This way you know you get all notifications instead of occasional ones. And that's it for me, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.